In this video, I'm going to walk through step by step how I took this website right here, a multi-page website for a client called theDNAProject.ca, which is a bit outdated and a couple of broken links and videos, into this streamlined one-page, highly targeted landing page, which looks like this. So a lot more cleaner, a lot more modern, a lot more simplified, better user experience, and at the end of the day, it's funneling just to one objective, which is get your free quote, where whatever experience that you want, it takes you to another dedicated quote page with a multi-step form you can actually fill out. But before I do that, let me quickly shout out some of my previous commenters on YouTube. I just want to let you know that I see you and I hear you. I've recently made a post on YouTube that said, ask me anything, and I got 2 replies, one from MinSEO7112 and the other one from him, Matt1113. As well as my previous video, which is similar to this one, it's going to be a time lapse. I also got comments from that one designer-KG and SLHO, as well as A1 Lonzo saying, keep it up, bro. So I'll be addressing these comments somewhere in the video. But if you want me to answer any questions that you guys have, feel free to leave it in this video and I'll answer it in the next time-lapse video. Without further ado, my name is Derek Su. I'm a Sydney-based web designer and Webflow developer. Let's get into it. Okay guys, I started with ChatGPT to just do some brainstorm and research. The client did provide a small brief and I got him to gather all the information and all the images and assets that I can use. That's typically how I do stuff now, because at the end of the day, I don't really like, like I've never done it in the past where I just buy a template and I just slap I just slap it and I don't really care, because I think what makes up a website is the content, and you have to write the content in a certain way. And at the end of the day, if your client, this is my opinion, if your client is too lazy to provide you with the content, that just automatically shows that they don't care. So why did they even reach out to me to do a website? Anyway, side tangents, but he is a client, DNA Project, super cool dude, super good client. I reckon he's like ST. I kind of took this project as in good faith, but I found this guy on Fiverr, or he found me, and it's been like 2-3 years, and he came back and said, hey, we're ready to do a website, but not a full website, just a landing page, which we've done. So sometimes it takes time. Like, to be very honest, if you do use a freelance platform or if you're starting out, sometimes you just can plant the seed and they'll come back like 1 to 2 years later. That's why it's so important to like do stuff properly and to have good customer service, etc., which I'll be covering in my Webflow course. Wow, shameless plug. But just keep that in mind. I got this guy like 2-3 years ago. His name is Anthony, super amazing guy, and he literally came back like 2-3 years later. So this is a one-page website. I'm now literally using ChatGPT for general content, and I'm just gonna be very honest. This specific thing that I'm doing right now is all on the fly. I didn't go into like a design software like Figma and mock stuff up and then get the client for feedback and etc. That's the proper industry way of doing things. But at the end of the day, like, you got to think about how much you're charging and like what you're doing. So that's another tip is if you're starting out, I think at the end of the day, just solidify your skill sets and just do everything properly, even if you're like not getting paid for it, or even though maybe it's not fair of what you're getting paid. But in this case, it didn't make sense for me to do this and this and go extra crazy with the design and get it approved because of the budget. And frankly speaking, praise God, of course, with my expertise, I don't have to necessarily go into the design. I can literally design it in Webflow in my head, only because I put in the 10,000 hours. That's the only reason. So literally what I did with here is because I've done websites so much, I already had a template in mind, in the back of my head. So I just literally copy the template components, but it's very important to state that I don't use the template itself, because the template has a lot of like already pages, and they already have like some coding that's weird. So it's a lot of bloatware. So I literally start a brand new project, but I just import the template component and then I just rewrite the classes, as you can see I'm doing right now. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing in the past. I find it a lot easier to just do it from a blank page rather than using a template, because the code is less bloated. I'm already done in a way. I'm already up to the footer, and now I'm doing the CMS. He had about 400 or 200 blog posts in his previous site, in his previous Webflow site. And the great thing is you can easily migrate it using a CSV. So that's what I'm doing. I'm now making the blog in-depth page and just linking everything up. Then the hardest part, besides the landing page, is the quotes. The get your free quote is going to take you to a custom experience with a multi-step form, which I made a tutorial in the past using Formally. But here I am just making sure the homepage is good. So usually I just make the homepage in desktop and then I get the client to review it. And only then, after approval, I then mobile responsive it and SEO it. So right now I'm just planning in my head how to do this multi-step form. You can see it's a different day because I've changed shirts, lol. But he really liked this website, which also had a multi-step form, which is actually broken, lol. And then I've already made a multi-step form in a previous Webflow site. So I just literally copied and pasted that in here because, again, I think I mentioned in the previous video, I try not to do stuff from scratch because what's the point? Like I already know the premise because I built it. So unless you're starting out, then it's good to just rebuild it from scratch, even though it takes more time just to solidify in your head. But I know the general premise, so I just copied and pasted a previous multi-step form I used for another client. That's why you see all these stock photos of these two people in the gym. But now I'm just doing each step, what is involved, and you can see at the very top, it's just a very targeted page. Like you can email us, you can call us, or you can go back to the homepage, but there's no other option. There's no other distraction. This is the main focus. So the whole point of the marketing one-page landing page is to funnel them to this multi-step form where they get the lead, essentially, and they can do whatever from there. Now I'm doing the success state for the message. I think a lot of people ignore that, but I don't. So that's another tip. Make sure you do the success state because that's what makes a difference, these small details. Now I'm just choosing the image on behalf of the client, and whatever images I can't choose, just get it from Unsplash. I'm just resizing the images and just adding it in. Yeah, so that's that. Then I'm inserting Formally, which I made a tutorial in the past. In the tutorial, I didn't really cover the extra functionalities like the progress bar at the top, making sure everything's mobile responsive. And I believe I'm duplicating this 4 times because they have 4 different services like wedding and corporate and then 2 other. And then I think each one has slightly different questions. Here's the pop-up. So when you hit get quote, here's the pop-up and the mobile responsiveness. And I'm building it in. And yeah, and then I'm just optimizing the homepage, adding the animations. I think at the bottom I said site made with love by myself with my link, lol, because I did. You can tell I put some effort. I didn't really buy a template and slap it in. You know what I mean? I really didn't do that. But anyways, yeah, making sure everything's mobile responsive, all the sizing is correct. They wanted this text marquee effect where it just keeps moving. Like we create experiences for weddings, for corporate, etc. Then I'm just making sure that all the other pages are done correctly, with the code done correctly. Then I'm adding this blog search functionality because he has over 200 blog posts. So there's no point in the user hitting load more or pagination. It's just that they can just search it. And really the blog, from my understanding, is just organic SEO traffic. So it's great to put that search in. Now I'm just putting the favicon and stuff, and wow, it's going so fast. Then he gave me feedback, so I jumped on a call with him, I believe. And so I'm just making the feedback that he requested. It's pretty much just changing a bit of images and stuff. And now I'm just delivering the order on Fiverr, and I think it's all completed. So that's that. Thanks again for watching this video. It went really fast. I'm still learning how to format these videos properly. So let me know if you guys found any value and if any improvement of these videos. Do you think I'm going too fast? Do you think I should make this like a 20-minute video? It's just that if I make a 20-minute video, do you guys even have attention span to watch it? But as I mentioned earlier in the video, leave a comment in this video if you found it helpful, and leave a comment with any questions that you have or anything you want to learn, and I'll answer it in the next time-lapse video. But shout out again to MinSEO7112. He said, I've been using it for a month. I've been using Webflow for a month, and your video has been a huge help. Thank you so much, by the way. How long did it take you to get comfortable using Webflow? Yeah, as I kind of alluded, I think you need to maybe 10,000 hours. You know what I mean? Like that's what they say, right? 10,000 hours. But at the end of the day, I think to get comfortable with Webflow, you need to understand coding, CSS, HTML, and you need to just do a lot of websites in order to get really, really comfortable. Because at the end of the day, what is comfortable or what is confidence? It's like having the experience. So you just need to put the experience in. I would say maybe like me personally, how long? Maybe like a year. I'll say a year, maybe. But I was blessed with a lot of opportunities to practice Webflow in my job that I had previously. Um, but yeah, you just have to put in the work, put practice. Just focus on building a basic website. Don't worry about all these advanced functionalities and all this stuff. Just focus on how to build a basic site, how to structure the site, and then slowly you can add in like how to make a gallery, how to make a CMS, how to add this effect in. But just start with the fundamentals. And I'm gonna have to plug in my course. It is in the works, a Webflow course. I'm estimating it should be released in mid-July. So feel free to check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. But thanks again for your comment. The next comment is him Matt113. Hey Derek, I want to make a Webflow real estate website, but I am stuck in for some days because I can't find that how I make a real estate website visitor personal dashboard. So to answer that question, Webflow is fantastic at a front end marketing website. And what you're describing is pretty complicated. That's more back end as well. Like you even mentioned the word back end, if I remember correctly. So the reality is currently, as I'm recording this video, Webflow doesn't support natively any login or dashboard functionality. They previously had it with like a member login, but that was like in beta and they literally retired it and they just suggested MemberStack. So I would suggest using MemberStack for login dashboards. And if you're gonna like make these like real estate listings as a CMS, you can use the Webflow CMS. And if you want the user to have a dashboard where they can like favorite their CMS listings, that's possible using JetBoost on top of my head. But if you want stuff like where there's an admin dashboard and then there's a personal dashboard, that gets so complicated. And I don't think people understand the complexity of it. Like they just like even Webflow in itself is like a website builder, and people just like to skip around. Oh yeah, it's just no code. I can do this, and then they realize, oh wow, I actually have to learn code. Anyone who's used Webflow. Then when you talk about backend dashboard, it's like that's another level. That's another skill, firstly, and secondarily, like for example, if there is a dashboard, like just automatically sign up and log in functionality already, someone has to build that backend functionality. And already, what happens if you forget your password? Then you have to do like a forget your password state. There's a lot of branches, I'm telling you now, with e-commerce and backend. But sorry for the side tangents, because I recently did a project where I kind of did this, which maybe I'll release a video, like a time lapse. But to answer your question, him Matt1113, no native options right now. You can take a look at FinSuite. FinSuite has some sort of like backend thing. I forget the name. And also MemberStack and JetBoost. But this is very specific what you're asking, and you should really weigh the pros and cons whether Webflow is the best, or you can just use the third-party embed option. So that's the answer. And in my previous video, that one designer -kg, absolutely love the video. I'd love to see a more breakdown of your process and how you're able to simplify the class. That's exactly what I was saying earlier, is like how if I was to do that, like I can easily extend this video, because this video was like a 13-hour time lapse or whatever it was. So if I post the 13-hour video on YouTube, like will people even watch it? You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. Let me know. But thanks for your comment. Then we have SLTHO. I'm 2 minutes in, and this is incredibly useful. I'm glad you found it useful. Thank you so much for learning so much from your videos. I'm learning so much. Okay, you're welcome. Please keep doing these walkthroughs with commentary. So that's why I'm doing it. So yeah, because it lets me know your logic, and that's what I mean. Like I just alluded, how more detailed logic do you want? I just did like a commentary on this project, but I didn't really go in detail. Like I'm making this class, I'm doing this, because again, it's a longer video. So maybe I'll make a poll on YouTube to see what you guys want. I'm a newbie working on my concept projects for my portfolio. Nothing wrong with that. We were literally all newbies. Anyone who has gotten to a certain level in this under the sun world properly can easily relate with a newbie, because we were literally there. Otherwise, if you're pretending like you went there somehow, but you didn't really put in the work, then maybe you can start flexing. But at the end of the day, we were all a newbie. And at the end of the day, we got to start somewhere. And the best way is just to practice. Your question kind of links with that min SEO question. But yeah, good luck with your client outreach and everything. again, there's two different skills which I cover in my Webflow course. One is, doing the actual work, which is Webflow and development, and the other one, if you're doing client outreach, is like the business side, which I also teach in my course. Maybe teach is a bit cringe. I mentor or I share my knowledge. That's a better word. But yeah, thank you so much. And A1 Lonzo, good comment. I love your support. Yeah, anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Again, feel free to comment down below and I'll answer those questions in the next time-lapse video. Thanks again for watching. May God bless. You can check out more of my videos right here. And like I said in this video, I'm releasing a Webflow course. So feel free to check that out in the link as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.